welcome to a brand new episode of the Jampack Report, today for October the 7th of 2019. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams, and 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I bring you the hottest gaming news that you need to know right here on youtube.com/SamuelAdamsMedia via the Jampack Report. If you don't like watching the show, you can always pick up the audio version on a podcast service of your choosing, whether it be Apple Podcast, Spotify, or another one. You can probably find my show there. With that being said, we've got some big news to cover because a ton of stuff happened over the weekend. Red Dead Redemption 2 now coming to PC. In fact, coming to PC relatively soon in the grand scheme of things, I might also add. But on top of that, Bully 2 existed and was playable at some point down the line, but apparently it never did get off the ground. And so we'll talk more about what happened to Rockstar's game. Then, the Fallout Legacy Collection we talked about last week is in fact real, but depending on where you are, you might not be able to play it. Then we'll dive into Overwatch on the Switch, a bit of a hang-up with that game, the PlayStation 4 system update dropping later this week, and finally, there's a big crossover coming to Monster Hunter World Iceborne that even I'm getting excited about, so we'll talk more about that. But I hope you enjoyed today's show, and again, if you are brand new and you do like what I bring to the table, consider hitting that subscribe button. I would definitely appreciate it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. First off, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC, but Steam has to wait. Last month, Rockstar revealed its own game launcher on PC, and now the Rockstar Games launcher is going to bring Red Dead Redemption 2 to PC on November the 5th. The Cowboy Simulator is not exclusive to Rockstar's platform, but it will get you bonuses if you pre-order from October the 9th through the 22nd. While Red Dead Redemption 2 PC is not exclusive to Rockstar or even the Epic Games Store, it is not coming to Steam next month. Instead, you will have to wait until December to get it on Valve's software PC game distribution portal. You can also purchase it through third-party stores like Humble or Green Man Gaming, which will get you a download code for the Rockstar Games launcher version. Red Dead Redemption 2 is also launching on Google Stadia in November as a launch title. Still, this is good news for Rockstar fans on PC. The studio has still never ported the original Red Dead to Windows, but Red Dead Redemption 2's port always seemed inevitable because of Red Dead Online. GTA Online has made a ton of money on consoles and PC, and Rockstar clearly is not going to leave any money on the table for the Red Dead version. The PC release also closely resembles how Rockstar rolled out Grand Theft Auto 5 over multiple years. GTA 5 originally debuted in 2013, but in 2014, Rockstar launched an upgraded version for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Then in 2015, it finally launched on the PC. This helped keep the game on the top of the sales charts. I will add also still on the top of the sales charts, and it gave Rockstar multiple huge launches to continually kickstart GTA Online, which again is a worldwide sensation that has made copious amounts of money over the years. But congratulations to the PC fans of Red Dead Redemption. You finally are getting Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. Of course, this has been a long time coming. The game's been out for roughly a year or so now. And I will say, whenever I played it on the PS4 at launch, phenomenal game. I mean, really one of the best games of 2018. In fact, one of the best games of this generation. Some people were let down, and that tends to happen whenever you've got a very long build-up to the next big game. But I found it to be a pretty stellar experience, and I hope you do as well if you are picking it up on PC. Now, the Rockstar Games launcher is a bit of a hang-up for me because I don't need another launcher. I just simply do not want to install yet another thing on my PC. I have so many of these that go unused except for the one time that I play the one game. And so, yes, you can use services like Discord that kind of unify the entire launching experience that forego having to open up a specific application, but at the same time, my God, unification would be nice in some kind of way, shape, or form. Just release everything on one platform, or at least make it a little bit simpler. Of course, there are many tools. As I said, Discord. I believe that the guys at GOG Galaxy are working on a new launcher that should be coming soon that kind of alleviates the need for multiple launchers. But if you do want to play it in November, you will have to get it on the Rockstar Games launcher, or you can be just a bit more patient and wait until December to pick it up on Steam. But again, Red Dead Redemption 2 finally coming to PC, and I'm glad to see it's not 2020. Then, speaking of Rockstar Games, Bully 2 existed and was playable, but it, quote, never got off the ground, according to Rockstar sources. Development fizzled out. While we are periodically driven into a rumor mill frenzy of hope, most recently in August, courtesy of a GTA Online Bully Easter egg found in the GTA Online Casino update, it seems that Rockstar 2 wants a Bully sequel and even worked on the successor for 18 months after Red Dead Redemption's release. According to VGC, two well-placed sources have corroborated claims by YouTuber Swegta that a sequel had indeed been in production, with development progressing as far as a very small slice of playable gameplay, complete with simplistic open-world gameplay. While sources seemingly wouldn't pin down specifics, it's thought Rockstar New England was leading development for an estimated 18-month period somewhere between Red Dead Redemption's release in 2010 and the end of 2013. However, the momentum behind Bully 2 fizzled out and the development team was subsequently redeployed to other projects, including principal artist Drew Medina and Rockstar New York's visualization director Stephen Olds. Quote, "It existed, it was playable, it was just a shame it never got off the ground," the source reportedly said. Sadly, neither source would be drawn on rumors that a sequel is in development now, but watch this space, of course at GamesRadar.com if you did want to keep up to date. In Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the game's side quest rewards the player with the Callaway revolver, which has a Canis Canem edit engraved on the side. Bully's official title in the UK and GTA Online Casino update added a painting into the game that also had the, of course, big name in the game. With so many teasers, it's little wonder why many think Bully 2 is actively in the works at Rockstar, perhaps slated to release on PS5 and Xbox Project Scarlet next year. Of course, they talk more about the allusions and the hints and the whatnots, but essentially Bully 2 not happening, make no mistake, at the moment, nothing confirmed, but it looks like it could have been in development and in fact was at some point playable to some degree. And that's always just a bit of a salt pinch in the wound, you know what I mean? Whenever you hear that something was playable but it never saw the light of day, you were so close. Of course, whenever you hear playable, that has a very wide spectrum. Whenever somebody tends to hear that something is playable, you tend to skew towards the idea that it's finished, that it's almost there, that it's getting ready to be prepped for boxing up and shipping around the world. No, that could be very, very rudimentary basic gameplay that we're talking about here. But the big question here for me is, do we actually need a Bully 2? And of course, everybody always remembers Bully. I remember Bully specifically because my mother was very hesitant about getting it for me, considering how young I was at the time. But yet, we did go around that one. Still got Bully, still played it. It was a good time. But do the nostalgia glasses have an impact on the reception of the news about a Bully 2? Because in today's day and age, where you have Rockstar making stuff like Red Dead Redemption 2, where you have Rockstar making giant open worlds like Grand Theft Auto 5 that are so over the top and mind-blowing, that they become worldwide sensations and legends, do we really want to go back to Bully 2? I just don't know how well it would hold up into the new era. But that being said, tons of Bully fans out there. Of course, it's going to be a very different kind of experience if it ever does come out as compared to the Red Dead Redemption 2s and the GTA 5s. But I will say, not happening now, nothing confirmed, tons of hints, tons of allusions, but at the same time, nothing to be reported on, except for the fact that apparently it was in development for a pretty good chunk of time. Then, the Fallout Legacy Collection we talked about last week, remember it? It bundled together every Fallout game. Apparently that is in fact real, but it's only coming out in the UK and Germany. What a disappointment. The existence of the leaked Fallout Legacy Collection containing Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, in addition to all of the associated DLC. Again, let me reiterate, that's every Fallout game and every piece of DLC has been confirmed by Bethesda UK on Twitter. Unfortunately, they have also confirmed it will only be available in the UK and Germany, which sucks for bargain hunters in other countries. Fingers crossed this will make it worthwhile for Bethesda to finally update Fallout 3 and make it more compatible with modern versions of Windows, as stability has been a problem for that game for years now. The Fallout Legacy Collection comes out on the 25th of October, which is coincidentally the release date of Obsidian's new RPG, The Outer Worlds. A bit of a conspiracy, It very well could be. Make no mistake, The Outer Worlds probably going to blow that release away. But It is good to know this exists. Of course, for those that are getting into Fallout late in the game, this is the best way to get the most bang for your buck. Now, the original Fallout games are vastly different, worlds different as compared to the newest Fallout games that have come out. Pretty much Fallout 3 was the mark of the turn from being something of a traditional kind of game into a first-person shooter kind of experience. But with that being said, cool to see the Fallout Legacy Collection is real. Would love to see it be released worldwide. I cannot for the life of me think about why you would release this in the UK and Germany, but not in the other areas around the world. That one's just mind-boggling to me. Now, of course, if you wait until the Steam sale that's going to be coming up around Christmas time, then you'll probably be able to get most of these games for a very affordable price. They tend to drop like rocks, especially the older Fallout games. So it's not too much of a loss. Of course, you can still buy all of these games separately, but to be able to get one big collection, very appealing for a lot of people. But again, if you are in the UK and Germany, you can pick up the Fallout Legacy Collection on October the 25th. Or you could pick up Overwatch on the Switch, which is coming out around the same time on October the 15th. But unfortunately, it will not have number 1, amiibo functionality. Not surprised there. Number 2, cross progression. That one hurts a bit more. A lot of people were holding out on last-minute news that the upcoming Overwatch Switch port on October the 15th would have more unique features beyond motion and IR, and it looks like as of this week, it's a definitive no from Blizzard. While crossplay was likely out of the question due to the frame rate disparity, the Switch port runs at 30 FPS. Current players were hoping that Blizzard would give them some way to carry over their progress from the platforms that exist now, but that's not happening. Speaking to GameSpot, the publisher confirms that cross anything is not supported, nor will amiibo functionality, and unlike Diablo 3, Overwatch is not getting its own amiibo figure. Consider this, though. If Tracer even makes it into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and she could, as there are more fighters on the way after the first Fighters/Season Pass, she will get an amiibo, and what better time to update the game to support that at the very least. I still have love for Overwatch, the author says, and the idea of playing it on the go with IR/motion support rules, but this is going to be a hard sell to a lot of people who already have hundreds of levels and cosmetics in their platform of choice. Given that Blizzard has framed the entire game around earning skins, it will be a nightmare to start over from square one and be upsold all over again on premium cosmetics. It's an even bigger shame when you consider that Paladins already has cross-progression on the Switch, of course Paladins being the big competitor to Overwatch. Of course, nothing as compared to Overwatch, but again, free to play from Hi-Rez, so you can't really complain too much there. Now, I'm not surprised at the amiibo portion of this report because, again, not every game needs to have amiibo support. At the same time, cross-progression, or at least some kind of carry over your save from one platform to the other, would have been nice. I haven't played Overwatch in months, make it very, frank about that. I just haven't. But I did have a good many hours into it, a couple of hundred, I think. And so whenever you look at the collection of skins that you've had, whenever you look at the progression, just the number, the amount of time you put into it, to be able to transfer that to the Switch would be nice. But at the same time, I suppose maybe the audiences don't cross over that much. If you're playing Overwatch on PC, there's a very small likelihood that you would be foregoing that experience over playing on the Nintendo Switch or vice versa. So maybe this is kind of a solidarity kind of thing where there is a specific subset of people that might not have ever played Overwatch and they want to pick it up on the Switch. Maybe that's what they're shooting for. But again, it doesn't hang up the overall experience too much because the characters are still there. Every feature is still there. You can still just dive in and have a good time on the go. You just can't cross-save your game. But again, Overwatch on the Switch launching October the 15th. Who would have thought that would happen? A couple of years ago, never would have guessed it. However, a PS4 system update is coming later this week, 7.0, and will double the party sizes and bring remote play to Android later this week. The next big PS4 update is coming this week, and it's bringing a few significant changes with it. It is going to, of course, enter beta back in July, but now coming out later. I don't know why. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to address this right now because it bothers the hell out of me. Every time I go on VG247 to read an article, it always starts off with this headline: PS4 system update 7.0 will double party sizes, and it gives you the rundown of what to expect. They always fit this mold. Then, first sentence of the article, the exact same thing reiterated from the title. Then the second paragraph literally reiterates the first sentence, which reiterates the title of the article, just a bit longer. Get to the point. I suppose this is just search optimization, but hey, whatever. Anyways, the 8-person party limit will double to 16 once the update is live, so you can organize much larger groups for games. It will also introduce improved network connectivity and audio quality, and if you are in the US, new accessibility options will also allow you to access chat transcription services, which converts voice chat to text on a second screen or type out text that is then read out loud. Neat. Also coming in 7.0 is Remote Play for Android 5.0 and higher. Remote Play is already available on iOS, but now Android players will be able to stream games to their phone too. Controller support for mobiles, which has introduced, of course, the feature in iOS 13, is also being expanded and will be available to players running Android 10. An exact date has not been stated for 7.0, but expect these improvements before the week is out. So be sure to update your PS4s. Of course, the majority of the time, you can't play anything until you update it anyway. So very cool to see, specifically the Remote Play feature coming to Android. But on top of that, the doubling party sizes sounds like something that some people will find useful, but there has never been a time in my gaming life, in all 18 roughly years that I've been playing games, that I sat down and thought, you know what sounds fun? Being in a chat room with 16 other people on the PlayStation. My God, the amount of miscommunication and confusion in there. I don't know about that one, Chief. But again, if you are playing, I suppose, giant rounds of Call of Duty? I have no idea. Then maybe that could be something useful for you. But again, 7.0 launching later this week, and if you do enjoy your time on 7.0, you could play more games on PS4, and you might be playing Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and guess what? It's getting a Resident Evil crossover. That entire transition was like running over 3 speed bumps back-to-back in your car. Capcom's superb Monster Hunter World expansion, Iceborne, may well have only been out for a month, but already the post-launch content is a-coming, and its next big event arrives in the form of a delicious crossover with none other than Resident Evil. This won't be Monster Hunter World's first crossover rodeo, of course. The game already has welcomed the likes of Devil May Cry, Horizon Zero Dawn, Street Fighter, Final Fantasy, Assassin's Creed, Mega Man, and The Witcher for events both big and small. Unfortunately, it is a little hard to gauge where on the scale of significance the Resident Evil event might be, given that all the info we have right now exists in the form of a trailer, but oh, what a trailer. It sees our old pals Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy stepping out of the Resident Evil 2 remake and into Hoarfrost Reach for some snowy, sinister hijinks. There is a brief tangle with a particularly angry bit of wildlife, and then it's off to the hub, which, yes, now that you mention it, does bear a passing resemblance to a spooky old mansion in the right light. And from there on out, it's just pure delightful ridiculousness with undead hunters rising from the ground, disco dancing zombies, and a cameo from the fearsome Mr. X, who seems to be having a bit of a break from all that stomping menacingly in a ceaseless pursuit on this particular occasion. Oh, and there's even a brief appearance from the gleefully wiggly and franchise-appropriate bit of tofu on a stick to bring things to a close. It's almost certainly not unreasonable to assume that at least some of this is hinting at skins, weapons, and other treats coming to Iceborne as part of the RE crossover, but we'll need to wait for Capcom to share specifics before we know exactly what's what. All of which is to say that Capcom has primed the perfect sinister treat for the most spooky of months as Halloween approaches, so I guess wide-brimmed hats off to whoever thought it best to bring it to the PS4 and Xbox One in November, which I wish it was launching in October. Seems much more fitting, but still, a good time. Now, I'm not going to play the trailer for you guys. You can check it out in the Eurogamer article or give it a quick search on YouTube. But essentially, it is everything I would expect from a Monster Hunter World Iceborne crossover. Because you do have Mr. X, you've got the Tofu Wad, you've got all these undead zombies that are attacking Leon and Claire. It's a good time. And these crossovers always blow me away because they've been very well done. And I think that is really a key. Whenever you are crossing over two different, very vastly different games, you have to do it well and do it with class. You can't just throw something into the game for the sake of throwing it into the game. There has to be a purpose to it. And without a doubt, this feels like something that absolutely has a purpose to it. So if you do want to check out Mr. X, Claire, Leon, and Monster Hunter World Iceborne, potentially even more, then you can check it out when the big crossover launches in November. And of course, more info will be coming out soon as to what exactly this is going to entail from a bullet point list kind of perspective. But again, big trailer showing off exactly the kind of thing you can expect from the game. But with that being said, that rounds out today's episode of the Jampack Report. Of course, if you are brand new here and you enjoyed the show, hit the like button, share it to your friends, and on top of that, smash subscribe. I changed up the verb for each of those things. That was pretty cool. But I will catch you guys tomorrow for a brand new episode of the show. Until then, have a phenomenal day, and peace.